What is up, beautiful people? It's your girl Tia Things back with another video. Today we're talking about Penelope Douglas, Birthday Girl. I know. This book has a lot of really great reviews and a lot of kind of not bad, but a lot of people that were like uncomfortable with the storyline and all of that. So I'm gonna dive right in, but before I do, check the title. There are gonna be spoilers in here, so be ready, take it all in. You're about to get a whole down low. First of all, the book is by Penelope Douglas, who I love. I don't think there's anything she's written that I haven't loved. If you guys want more Penelope Douglas reviews, let me know. I'm obsessed with her. So this book, Birthday Girl, I didn't really know what I was getting into, to be honest. I think like most people. And it starts off and she, has a not great home situation. She's dating this guy. Kind of basic. Things take a turn, obviously. I think as a reader, we right away get a really good sense that like the relationship of these teenagers is not necessarily top notch. Not that there's anything specifically wrong, but you're not like magically in love either. So I think the author did a really good job at showcasing that. And then things take a turn, my friends. So as some of you may know, the teen couple, I think they might be, I'll double check the ages, but I think they might be like 19-ish, move in with the boyfriend's dad, who is a single dad. His parents got divorced. And he has room for them and they need a place to stay for multiple reasons. So they stay with him. And this is where things may get interesting. If age gap romances make you uncomfortable, cheating and all of that. Although timeline-wise, I don't think it's technically cheating, definitely emotional cheating at a minimum. But the girlfriend and the dad start to have some tension. There starts to be a few moments where there's like a vibe and, she's definitely describing him as being good looking and all of that. So you're kind of getting a little sexual tension between them, but nothing happens. And there's also simultaneously issues with her boyfriend, which in the end he cheats. And actually his dad finds him and gets really mad at him because he's kind of attracted to the girlfriend. So he's like, what is this kid doing? He doesn't know what he has. So they break up. Okay, I'm obviously fast forwarding a little bit, okay? I'm skipping some parts, but basically the girl and her boyfriend break up and she is going to move out, but then the dad of her boyfriend sees her living situation. He's like, absolutely not, you can just stay with me. But to avoid discomfort, the boyfriend is the one that moves out. Like, it's his dad's house, but he moves out, so it's like a little bit weird to begin with. But he has like options, so for him it's not that big of a deal, and that way she can stay there, especially since she didn't technically do anything wrong. He's the one that did the cheating, so he's like happy to move out so that she can have some space and while she figures out what she's gonna do. And he's like, my dad like works all the time, it's not like you'll be in each other's way. Okay, they pretty much immediately dive into the sexual tension. Like, they have more and more of these events where they are just tense and crossing lines that they shouldn't be crossing, and so on and so forth. And it just kind of goes deeper and deeper until they kind of like unleash it all. They stop holding back. They go all into the spicy scenes. Let me give you a spice warning. It's a 5 spice, baby. It is spicy, okay? This book gets all kinds of spice. So be ready for that. And I guess that's where a lot of people are a little bit uncomfortable with the mix of age gap, the father connection to her ex, and of course the spiciness. So if those are things that you think, not for me, you've gotten a heads up. I personally didn't mind at all. I kind of loved it. I thought they set it up, like Penelope Douglas set it up so well that you just loved both the characters together. You wanted them to unleash that tension that they've been like struggling with. So I personally loved it. They finally get together. It's kind of like a fling, you could say, at the beginning. I think that's the expectation. And then it turns deeper and deeper, and feelings are obviously involved. So where things become tricky is A, what the heck are you gonna do? There's feelings involved, and you have like, I think they're like a 20-year age gap because he had his son relatively young. So it's not massive, like in terms of like 50, but it's still an age gap. That's number one. Number two, his son is your ex-boyfriend. Like, how do you think that's gonna work out? Communicating that. Imagine like telling your friends like, oh yeah, by the way, I have a new boyfriend. Oh yeah, who? My ex's dad. Like, how? I'm getting really hyped up right now. But just imagine that scenario and how like wild it is. So that, and just figuring out everything, like how realistic is this whole situation? They have to dive into that. It's obviously uncomfortable. His ex, of course, decides to swing by. Her ex, which was his son, decides to swing by. There's like so many uncomfortable moments. And in the end, spoiler, I'm gonna just tell you, in the end, they live happily ever after. They have babies. Her ex is now her son-in-law. And basically, there's people that are uncomfortable with it, of course, but they just do what they gotta do and they live their life the way that they want to. So respect to them, because at the end of the day, that's what everyone has to do. But it definitely is tumultuous and tense. And I'm not just talking about like the sexy tense, I'm talking about like the awkward tension. And you feel it in your soul as a reader. Like, you are just cringing so hard when like the son walks in, for example, or the ex-wife, and like she's 19 dealing with like an ex-wife. Like, it's just situations that don't naturally come to mind when you're thinking of this type of story. So really interesting. I flew through it. I have to say, I think it's because it's so different than like a traditional romance book. I flew through this book. I think I read it in like an hour and a half. I loved every second of it. I was flipping those pages like you would not believe. It's on Kindle Unlimited. If you guys have a monthly subscription and you want to do that, read it on there, or else order it. I guarantee you, if the whole age gap tension doesn't make you uncomfortable, highly recommend this book. It is like very smutty though. Like, be ready for like the full scale spicy scenes. But I just loved this. And like I said, I think it's because it was so different than like your classic teen romance. And you're like, oh my God, small town romance. Like, no, this is, it's his dad. Like, it doesn't get old. I love talking about it. It's almost like, well, no, okay, it's not like Verity for me, but it's that kind of different story that you don't get so often. So it really clicked in terms of like entertainment factor. So gotta give it to Penelope Douglas, because she comes up with these wild stories. If you guys haven't read her books before, go dig into Penelope Douglas. She's phenomenal. Like I said, not a book by her that I haven't fallen in love with. So check them out. That is the video for today. My energy really went wild in this one. But like I said, birthday girl, Penelope Douglas, read it right now. Trigger warning on the age gap, romance, spiciness levels, and the awkwardness. But if you think that's okay with you, then go for it. I gave it 9.7 on 10, worth the read. Come back soon for more videos. Check out my other book reviews and let me know what books you want me to review next. Talk to you guys soon.